everyone. I'm going to call this meeting to order. If you are able, will you please stand and join us for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Hey, no one signed up?
No.
Okay. No one signed up for comments, so we'll go to recognition by Dr. Abby Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. Tonight, I'm really happy to have some of the members of our district advisory team, which is our district parent group. So some of them are with us tonight, and in a moment, I will introduce them. I'll say all the names, but then, of course, for the people who are here can stand up and line up over here to the side. But I just thought it was important to bring this group to this group, because it's really nice for me in the seat that I'm in to be able to have some direct contact on a regular basis with our parent representatives. So first of all, I just want to thank all of you for allowing me to have time with you. Sometimes I believe that we do some pretty, interesting activity work, and as you know, they are, contribute to our strategic plan, and we do go through all of those kinds of things. But then we have some meetings, like last meeting, where I talked a bunch last meeting. But of course, we were talking about safety, and we had some things that had happened at Castle, and so it was a great opportunity to talk through some of that. And I just appreciate the group. They're already involved parents at the school level, and then they have volunteered, or maybe were voluntold from somebody at the school level to be part of this group as well. And I just appreciate that it keeps me connected with parents. I appreciate the input you provide. I appreciate the feedback that you give. And I also just appreciate the fact that, even outside of our meeting times, if they have a concern, then they know they can reach out, and they have kind of ears to the ground, and if something's, something of importance, good, or an area of concern, they reach out to me, and we're able to jump on that as well. So with all of that said, I'm going to announce all the members of the team, and when I call your name, we have several who aren't here tonight, and I said I had 4 accept on the Google Calendar invite flip to declines in the last 2 hours, and I think the weather probably had something to do with that. So at any rate, I'm going to say all the names of our reps. When I call your name, please stand up. You can just stay right here. How about that? Just stand right in your seat. Okay, from Boonville High School, we have Stephanie Aldridge and Charlotte Lindsay. Boonville Middle School, we have Vanessa Herr and Catherine Rorschai. From Castle High School, we have Sandy Shermer and Adrian Jones. Castle North Middle School, Kelsey Stanfield. Castle South Middle School, Jennifer Nelson. Chandler Elementary, Nikki Blankenship. Elberfeld Elementary, Devin Lloyd. John H. Castle, Misty Fortlindle and Emily Holwager. Logue Elementary, Jordan Byers. Linville Elementary, Tony Bale. Newburgh Elementary, Kat Ashley. Oakdale Elementary, Megan Hoopstein. Yes, I even asked Mrs. Pryor today, so I didn't mess it up, and I still messed it up. At Sharon Elementary, Ann Zuckerman. Tecumseh High School, Keisha Allen and Sarah Deal. Tecumseh Middle School, TJ Melton. Tennyson Elementary, Rebecca Boswell. And Yankeetown Elementary, Aaron Balagna and Lauren Maloney. If you guys could all please stand, I would like to give you a round of applause. Sandy, would you want to come through? We can just do handshakes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good job. Thank you. Thank you for being involved. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, and you are more than welcome to stay, but you are also more than welcome to step out or to leave at any time during the meeting if time becomes an issue. So, no pressure to stay. Yes, thank you. Everyone's very busy, I totally understand.
I don't blame you. Get out of here. We have some exciting stuff.
We do, yeah. Yes.
Okay, next, agenda item 5, the ENL presentation, Dr. Raymond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. Tonight, we have Mr. Fisher, who's going to take a few moments to inform the board and the community on some work that we're doing with our ENL population. A lot of times, we'll talk kind of big picture in terms of data and supports and things that we're providing all students, but we do have some special populations in our district that are growing, and this is one of them. And I just asked Mr. Fisher if he could take some time tonight to talk through some things, so that you guys can hear what good things we have going on and to maybe have a better understanding of how we serve this population. Mr. Fisher.
Good evening. Really glad to be with you and with our patrons this evening to discuss ENL. And tonight, when I am saying ENL, I am speaking about the acronym we use to identify students, and that ENL acronym is for English as a New Language. Some of you may have commonly heard this referred to as ESL, English as a Second Language, MLL, Multilingual Learner, or ELL, English Language Learner. It's changed a lot over the years. So, with that being said, 523. That is the official count of our multilingual learner population in the Warwick County School Corporation on October 1st of this year. Just to put that in perspective, our multilingual learner count now is approximately 5% of our student population in the Warwick County School Corporation. Here is a breakdown by schools of the ENL student population distribution. As you can see, John H. Castle Elementary comprises the most student learners at 27% there. Castle High School has about 20%. And there are our remaining schools as it relates to the total population of their school, as it relates to the number of students who are identified as multilingual learners. 43. That is the number of languages spoken in our Warwick County schools other than English. There's the language breakdown. A couple things that we may find surprising there is I believe all of us in the audience would have expected and anticipated that Spanish would be our largest language, and it is. But when I first got into this role here as Director of Learning, I was surprised that it was not more. You're looking there, it's about 27% of our student population that has been identified as a multilingual learner is identified Spanish as the language spoken. As you look down that list there, you will see Gujarati, Mandarin, Arabic, Russian, and Telugu as our languages most spoken. Last year with the board, I did a bit of a presentation on the science of reading and how we do not view letters initially as linguistic objects. We view them as visual, as art form. Those 5 languages I just listed to you have a completely different alphabet than English. It's not rooted in Latin. So they are using script as their alphabets. And why is this important? Because those languages I just listed, other than Spanish, they do not have many cognates with English. And for the board, or for those people in the audience, a cognate in a language is a word that has a similar meaning to the word in English. For example, the Spanish language, about 30% of the Spanish language has a cognate in English. More common language like German, 50 to 60% of the Germanic language has a cognate in English, and you can think through that. House, Wasser with water, et cetera, and et cetera. And those other languages there I just listed, they have very few cognates with English. So think about how difficult that can be to acquire that new language, when you really don't have anything in your mind or in your schema, that means how we think about things that is similar to your native language. There are the E&L population trends in the Warwick County School Corporation. You can see that in the past 4 years, we have added approximately 175 students in the past 4 years. Dating back 6 years, over 200 students, around 215 there approximately. The last 2 years, we have been averaging about 25 new multilingual learners per academic year. These are our most recent trends. I want to give the board just a little background. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this, on why multilingual education is important for our students, for our school corporation, and how this is rooted in law. In 1974, the Unified School District of San Francisco had an influx of Chinese-speaking students, about 2,900. Only about 1,000 were receiving multilingual services in English. Kim and Lau was a student who brought suit against the Unified School District of San Francisco, saying her civil rights had been violated under the 14th Amendment. It is important to keep in mind that during this time period in history, we had a lot of litigation. We had Brown versus Board of Education in 1954 that ended segregation. We had the Civil Rights Act of '64, which prohibits discrimination based on race, color, or national origin in any program or activity receiving federal assistance. We receive federal assistance in many ways, but in my department, Title I, which we have 8 Title I schools throughout our corporation, Title II, which helps us improve student outcomes and provides professional development, Title III, which serves our multilingual population, and Title IV, which every year the board approves me using the EdFlex waiver to hire additional behavior consultant. When we receive title funds, there are certain parameters that we must follow. It is not a blank check. So, in 1974, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously, 9-0. They didn't even talk about the 14th Amendment, but they did rule that the Civil Rights Act of '64 had been violated. And down there at the bottom, it says, non-English speaking students are effectively foreclosed from any meaningful education if they do not have instruction in a language in which they can understand, if they have not provided services that will help them acquire English when all the instruction is being provided in English. So, who are our E&L learners? There is a process. This is from the ESSA, Every Student Succeed Act of 2015, which was authorized. It is any student that attends our public schools aged 3 through 21. It is a student who speaks another language. I said that incorrectly. It's any student who speaks another language aged 3 through 21, but they must be attending school K through 12. And there must be some instrument that is measuring their language proficiency in English. We use the WIDA Access or WIDA Screener assessments to determine whether a student is proficient in English or not. So how do we identify who is an E&L learner and who receives services? By law, in the state of Indiana, when you enroll in one of our schools for the very first time, you are administered a home language survey. And this is for all students who enter Indiana school upon their initial enrollment. So this year, when we have kindergarten roundup in all of our Warwick County schools in March, we will issue a home language survey to each student who enrolls in our schools. If we are to receive a student from another state, we also, let's say they would present themselves for enrollment in grade 6, we would issue this home language survey. We only administer it once, so if they're from another Indiana school, we acquire their original home language survey. 3 questions are asked of students. What is the native language of that student? What language is spoken most often in the home? And what language is spoken by the student in the home? If on any of those 3 questions, a language other than English is identified on any of those 3 questions, that automatically triggers E&L services. So I want to repeat this for the board. The way we determine an ENL learner is we administer this home language survey. If any language other than English is on there, that begins the process where we administer a screener, or if they are entering our schools from another state where they are also a WIDA state. And when I say WIDA, 44 of the 50 states in America use the WIDA access for English language proficiency to determine that. If there is another language, then we issue a screener. Now, on that screener, there is a continuum of scores. For a student, and just for the board, the WIDA range of scores is from 1.0 to 6.0. If a student on the screener scores somewhere between 1.0 and 4.9, they are then eligible for English language services. If they score 5.0 to 6.0, that is considered proficient. Currently, at this time, in Warwick County, we are servicing 240 students. We are providing English language services for 240 students. Some of you may be saying, well, Mr. Fisher, you just said we had 523 multilingual learners. We do have 523 multilingual learners, but many of those students have tested out, meaning they are now proficient in English, so they no longer receive services. And we do currently have about 30 to 35 students who are opting out of English language services. That happens predominantly in high school. Students don't want to be pulled for those English language services, so the parents have the right to opt out of these services with the criteria that we continue to test them once a year to determine their development in English. So if a student scores anywhere between 1.0 and 4.9, services are begun. When we have that determination, an ILP is created. That is different from an IEP. An ILP is an individualized learning plan. There is some similarities in the sense that it provides accommodations, modifications, assignments, and goals to be implemented daily in the classroom. The biggest difference between an IEP and an ILP, to qualify for services under Article 7, hence you're receiving an IEP, you have to undergo cognitive tests. You have to have a qualifying, there have to be numerous ways to qualify for those services, where with an ILP, it is strictly dependent on the home language survey and the WIDA screener. So if you qualify, you receive an ILP. It's shared with the student and parent, and educators and other staff members who work with the student should be familiar and implement the ILP. There is a teacher of record for our 240 students. We currently have 7 teachers of record in our corporation. These are the ENL language experts. They are ENL teachers that we have that help write these ILPs, but we also have teachers of service in our buildings. A teacher of service is a licensed teacher who may not have the qualifications required to be an ENL teacher, but they work hand in hand with that ENL teacher to help provide English language services for students to become proficient. The ILP remains in place for the entire year. When the school year begins, we have 30 calendar days to implement the ILP, the Individualized Learning Plan. And that is all derived from the WIDA access test that we test students on in January and March usually. You can see down there at the bottom of our screen, this year the WIDA access window is from January 12th through February 27th. So those 7 teachers of record that I just mentioned, they will be administering the WIDA access test to all of our ENL learners who are receiving services. So we will be testing approximately 240 students during this time frame. Any student that scores above a 5 will be exited from ENL services, and they will go into a 2-year phase of monitoring. Other students, based on what they score on the WIDA, that will determine services for the next year. We usually receive our scores from WIDA at the end of our school year, usually around May as school is letting out. So we use that score from the WIDA access to drive the ILP for the next year with the help of general education teachers, with the parents, with administration, and the ENL teacher of record. Just for the good of the group, in WIDA, we test for listening, we test for reading, we test for speaking and writing, and it's very common that many of our students score higher on the listening and reading portions than they do on the speaking or the writing. So the cumulative score, you receive a score for each of those sections, and if the cumulative score is 5 or greater, you're exited. If you score lower than that, then you can still qualify for services. But services look a lot different for a newcomer, and when I say the word newcomer, that is someone that is brand new to the country that speaks no English, as opposed to someone testing at a 4.8 or a 4.7. We have some students, I will just say the WIDA access to get a 5.0, it's very difficult for many of our native speaking students if they were to take it. It's not an easy assessment to prove that you're proficient in English language. So those service models differ greatly, specifically for our newcomers who are entering middle school potentially, entering high school credit courses, credit-bearing courses, and they don't speak English. So the supports we provide there are much different. Want to thank the board for approving our additional ENL staff. This year, we've added 3 additional ENL teachers of record. Now, some of those folks were already working for us. They've went and got back and received their ENL certification, so they're servicing as a dual role. We have a teacher doing that at Boonville High School. We have a teacher doing that at Castle High School. But we did add an ENL instructor that is split between Chandler and Newburgh. But for the board, the average passing rate on iRead throughout the state of Indiana for all ENL learners is 40%. Here in Warwick County, we're passing at 74.2%. So we're very proud of that, of the work of our gen ed teachers, of our ENL educators at the elementary level to be 34% above that state average. Our goal is to get to the 95% level as it is for all students, because these are our students and we want them proficient. For the iLearn ELA, that is English Language Arts Proficiency rates, that is grades 3 through 8, our ENL population is currently passing at approximately 39%, 38.9% to be exact. We want that number to be higher, so we're working to improve that, but just for the good of the group, the state passing average is 40%. So throughout the state, in grades 3 through 8, all students pass at 40%. Our ENL learners pass at 38.9, but over half of them met their growth target, so they are growing. For math, the state passing rate is 42.1%. Our ENL rate is 54.2. So we're 12 percentage points above the proficiency rate as a state, and about half of our students met those growth targets. I mentioned earlier that we're working hard to improve our ENL services throughout the corporation, and particularly with English Language Arts. Later this week, myself and Mrs. Susan Smith, who is our elementary curriculum specialist, who's helping drive a lot of this work with our ENL students and our ENL educators. We will be at a middle school providing professional development for all of our core teachers on best practices with ENL instruction, and specifically how to help newcomers. And that's students who enter our buildings that have very limited English proficiency. But this year, we had 2 sessions at PD Palooza. On August 12th, we had an ENL TOR training where we got all of our teachers of record together, all 7, and provided a whole day of training. August the 19th, we had an ILP writing day. And some of you may have heard that the Power School system this year, the transition has not been real smooth, nor was it that day. The system was down. So we had to reschedule one there on the 26th. So I don't want it to look like we're doing more than we are, but we had an ILP writing day on the 26th. On the Warwick County Professional Development Day, the last half of that day, we met with our ENL teachers of record to provide additional supports. And last Monday, we had Mrs. Tanya Shepherds from the Indiana Department of Ed, Title III Division, which oversees all ENL instruction throughout the state of Indiana. We were very blessed to have her visit Warwick County in Meeting Room B and provide 3 hours of professional development to our teachers of record specifically focusing on how to best support general ed teachers with newcomers. That is all that I have currently for the board. Do you have any questions for me?
Mr. Fisher, I've got a question. You mentioned that the parents do have an opportunity to opt out for their student. Do they, whether they're proficient or not, they have that opportunity?
Well, yes, they do.
Okay.
They do.
And that's, I mean, you know, I'm for parent choice, but just curious, that's got to present quite a challenge for the student, right? I mean,
Yeah,
does that
there-
happen a lot? I mean, just curious, or,
we have about 30 to 35 students. There's, of the 523 multilingual learners, we have about 270 that qualify for services. The remainder of those, you know, above 270 have been deemed proficient. But of those 30 who deemed to opt out, there's a multitude of reasons.
okay, well, just, you know.
Generally, those students are mostly in high school.
Okay,
And I think there's a balancing act there of, you know, he's 3.5 or 4.0 on the WIDA screener. We think he's proficient in English.
uh-huh,
This test does not reflect who he is. We do not want him pulled out or
Okay.
him or her pulled out from core classes.
yeah,
We do not believe we need this additional service, so therefore we're going to opt out.
gotcha.
That,
Okay.
that is generally, and that is a very general explanation on why
Yeah.
someone may opt out. But most of the students who elect to opt out are in our high schools.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Fisher, just, how do these teachers work with the students? Do they have a native speaking translator? They use Google Translate? I mean, what does that look like?
Yeah, it varies for each student. Those students who are becoming proficient, the supports aren't as much. But for a student who has very limited English proficiency, we tackle that in a lot of ways. We have aides that we use to support with their instruction. As you mentioned, Google has a lot of capabilities as far as translation. We also have supplemental programs that we purchase with Title III. One in the elementary levels called Imagine Learning, where it gives them English language instruction, and then at the upper levels, we use Rosetta Stone.
Oh, okay.
What we're doing is our teachers of record are partnering with our gen ed teachers. Many of those teachers of record are pushing in to those classrooms to help support that gen ed teacher as they're providing whole group instruction. And we just modify assignments to the best of our ability until the student language proficiency improves.
Okay, thank you.
A quick overview of Title III funding this year. How has that been impacted with everything going on?
I just finalized our application and submitted our Title III application last Friday. We received our full allocation for Title III this year. Of our grants, Title III is the smallest of our title grants, but we fully intend to use it as we have in previous years, so we're very
So we
grateful.
haven't seen a big reduction.
No, we actually saw an increase due to our multilingual population increase.
Okay, thanks.
What about services for the families? Do we offer any sort of parents and who might need to come in? WEC maybe used to have some adult classes. Is that an option for families as well that we provide?
Are you talking about adult education classes
Yes.
for parents?
Yes.
You know, we are still offering adult ed courses at WPCC in the evening. That is 4 nights a week. But as specifically to our ENL language parent population, I don't have those numbers to convey to the board how many people are participating in any of those opportunities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item 6, consideration of routine business. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. The routine business this evening includes approving the minutes of the school board meeting held on October 13th, 2025, approving the minutes of the public hearing held on October 20th, 2025, and approving the claims and signing the docket. I recommend the board approve the routine items as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Mosby, seconded by Mrs. Wilhelmus. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 7, our additional appropriation hearing. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. There are 2 items for consideration by the board tonight relative to the issuance of the 2025 general obligation bonds. Those are an additional appropriation resolution and a final bond resolution. As an initial matter, we must hold an additional appropriation hearing relative to the appropriation of the bond proceeds. The notice of this hearing was advertised in the Standard and has been posted at 3 locations throughout Warwick County School Corporation.
Well, at this time, I will close the meeting and open a public hearing on the appropriation of the proceeds of the 2025 general obligation bonds. Anyone wishing to speak on this matter, please come forward to be heard. At this hearing, we ask that each person limit their comments to 3 minutes and that the topic be limited to the proposed appropriation of the bond proceeds. Is there anyone who wishes to speak tonight?
We thought that's why all the Vikings were here tonight.
So with no one having any comments, I will close the public hearing, and now we will resume our regular meeting after this program. Agenda item 9, consideration of items for board action. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. The board must approve the appropriation of the bond proceeds to be spent on project costs before any bond money can be expended. Unlike appropriations of tax dollars, this additional appropriation of bond proceeds is not required to be approved by the Department of Local Government Finance. A copy of the additional appropriation resolution was included in your board materials, and I recommend the board approve the resolution 2025-14 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Baker, seconded by Mr. Eigner. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 9.2, approve the final bond resolution. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. The second matter for consideration in connection with the bonds is the final bond resolution. The final bond resolution establishes the amount to be borrowed, the maximum term of repayment, and maximum interest rate. It also contains the details about the bonds, such as the form of the bond. A copy of the final bond resolution was also included in your board materials. I recommend the board approve Resolution 2025-15 as presented.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Mr. Eigner, seconded by Mr. Friend. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 9.3, approve the 2025-26 tentative agreement between the Warwick County Teachers Association and the Warwick County School Corporation. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. I recommend the board ratify the 2025-2026 tentative agreement between the Warwick County School Corporation and the Warwick County Teachers Association as presented and discussed at the public meeting on Monday, October 20th, 2025.
So moved.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Mosby, seconded by Mrs. Wilhelmus. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 9.4, approve the supplemental payments to individual teachers. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. Per Indiana Code 20-28-9-1.5, a school corporation may provide supplemental payment to a teacher that is in excess of the salary specified in the compensation plan for a variety of reasons. These supplemental payments were not bargained, but instead determined to be fundamental to the advancement of teacher education and development. We have determined that 13 teachers have earned their master's degree during this past year and warrant such a supplemental increase. These teachers earn a master's degree per the qualifications for master's degree listed in the teacher contract since becoming an employee of Warwick County School Corporation. I recommend the board approve the supplemental payments that will be added to the annual salary of $1,000 to each of these employees as identified.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Skinner, seconded by Mr. Franz. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 9.5, approve salary increase for calendar year and school year non-certified employees. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you. The proposed percentage of pay increase for these employees is 3.01%. Each group or classification has a new hourly pay rate assigned to it per the percentage increase. In addition, specifically identified is each individual employee and his or her proposed pay of rate, and that is in reference to your board packet. I recommend the board approve pay increases to the calendar year non-certified employees effective October 25th, 2025, and school year non-certified employees effective July 21st, 2025, as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Baker, seconded by Mr. Skinner. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 9.6, approve salary increase for building corporation certified administrator and managers. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. Also utilizing the 3.01% increase in the compensation factors for these groups, I recommend that the board approve the pay increases as presented for building and corporation certified administrators and managers effective July 1, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Mosby, seconded by Mr. Franz. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 9.7, approve appointing representative to the Town of Newburgh's Redevelopment Commission. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. The Town of Newburgh has one school board member appointment on the Redevelopment Commission. The school board appointment is for the advisory position on the town's Redevelopment Commission. Mr. Jordan Eigner currently holds the school board appointment for that commission. However, his appointment will expire on December 31st, 2025. Mr. Eigner has agreed to another 2-year term beginning on January 1st, 2026. I recommend the board name Mr. Jordan Eigner to a 2-year term on the Town of Newburgh's Redevelopment Commission.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Franz, seconded by Mr. Baker. Is there any discussion?
Thank you, Jordan.
Yes.
No problem.
Let's see, your last chance. Back
No,
up.
no, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. Anybody else wanna?
I'm like, hurry up and vote.
Nope. I'm not gonna fight for it.
Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
Any opposed? Motion carried with one abstention. Agenda item 9.8, approve appointing representative for the Town of Newburgh Parks and Recreation Board. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. The Warwick County School Board must recommend a representative to the Newburgh Parks and Recreation Board. The recommendation must be for a Newburgh resident and cannot be a municipal executive, a member of a fiscal body, a county executive, or a member of a municipal fiscal body. I recommend the board approve the recommendation of Susan Melfi to the Newburgh Parks and Recreation Board as she meets these requirements and she currently holds the position.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Wilhelmus, seconded by Mr. Mosby. Is there any discussion?
I went to a presentation with the Newburgh Parks Board President and the Parks Pals of what they've got planned out there. It's impressive. It's a really nice facility here. They've raised a lot of funds, and that's gonna be really neat. Ninja course for
Yes.
Oh,
middle
wow.
school, like,
Yes.
it's gonna be really cool out there.
Cool. Very good.
So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 9.9, approve course additions. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. Director of Learning, Mr. Jason Fisher, is asking the board to approve the addition of the following high school course offerings. This will be for next school year, 2026-27. The first course is AP Computer Science A, and the second course is called Technical Math. I recommend the board approve the course additions as presented.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mrs. Wilhelmus, seconded by Mr. Baker. Is there any discussion? I read the course description on that technical math, and you lost me after the first 2 sentences. Thank you, Mr. Fisher. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item 9.10, approve affiliation agreement with Ball State University. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you. Dr. Doug Gresham has brought to the board an affiliation agreement between the Warwick County School Corporation and Ball State University for consideration and approval. The agreement outlines the terms under which the WCSC will provide facilities and opportunities for the Ball State University students to obtain a high-quality practicum training and student teaching experience. The agreement has been reviewed by Mr. Cliff Whitehead and his team. I recommend the board approve the agreement as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Wilhelmus, seconded by Mr. Mosby. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. And agenda item 911, approve donations.
Thank you,
Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. Boonville High School, yet again, the professional firefighters, Local 4850. We had some donations from them last meeting or last month, I think. They are proposing to upgrade the Boonville High School baseball home side dugout. The project is expected to cost $1,750. I recommend the board approve the donation as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Wilhelmus, seconded by Mr. France. Any discussion?
Is that work being done by contractors or by volunteers?
I believe it's being, I don't know for sure the answer to that. I believe it is being done by the actual, I think the firefighters are helping contribute to the actual work as well. Mr. Armstrong, are you aware of the firefighters dugout at the Boonville High School, the donation?
I don't know who's doing the work.
But they always, the school coordinates with us and our maintenance department and our facilities director to make sure that the work that's being done is high quality and the standard that we would expect. So I can get that information for you, Mr. Skinner.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. And agenda item 10, consideration of personnel recommendations. Dr. Gresham.
Thank you, Mrs. Glover. The Human Resource Office has the following business to bring before the board tonight. Consideration of employment, agenda item 10.1, non-certified staff. Amy McIntosh, a program assistant at Castle High School. Brad Allstott, Class D maintenance. Garrett Beesing, Class D maintenance. Jennifer Beeman, program assistant at John H. Castle Elementary. Rachel Lamont, program assistant at Boonville High. Manabu Tajiri, 6.5-hour cafeteria position at Castle High. Alicia Zoss, program assistant at Sharon Elementary. Marley Smith, school nurse at Sharon Elementary and Yankeetown Elementary, and Miranda Orange, ABS program assistant at Yankeetown Elementary.
Motion to approve certified staff, non-certified staff.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Eigner, seconded by Mr. Baker. Do we have any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion, or any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Agenda item 10.2, leaves. Michaela Ayers, a special education teacher at Tecumseh High School. Phyllis Wyatt, custodian at Castle North Middle School. Amanda McConnell, athletic secretary at Boonville High School. And Addison Patton, program assistant at Yankeetown Elementary School.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Mosby, seconded by Mr. France. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Agenda item 10.3, report of transfers. Derek Smith, a business computer teacher at Castle High School, to computer teacher at Work Pathways and Career Center for the 26-27 school year. Brianna Fetcher, ABS program assistant at Sharon Elementary School, to ABS program assistant at John H. Castle Elementary School. Sean Camp, multi-responsibility position at Yankeetown, to multi-responsibility position at Sharon. Michelle Jones, 4.25-hour cafeteria position at Castle High, to 6.5-hour cafeteria position at Castle High. Yuko Barnes, 3.0-hour cafeteria position at Castle High, to 4.5-hour cafeteria position at Castle High. Stacy McDonald, 4.5-hour cafeteria position at Castle High, to 6.5-hour cafeteria position at Castle High. Jessica Short, cafeteria float, to 5.5-hour cafeteria position at Boonville High. Kim Humphrey, 5.0-hour cafeteria position at Boonville High, to 5.5-hour cafeteria position at Boonville High. Jacqueline Dodds, cafeteria float, to 6.5-hour cafeteria position at Chandler Elementary. And Amelia Wilson, a multi-responsibility position at Sharon, to multi-responsibility position at Sharon, just a different type of multi-responsibility position. Agenda item 10.4, report of change. Caitlin Barnes, social worker at WEC, resignation effective October 10, 2025, is now going to be effective October 24th, 2025. And 10.5, resignations. Melanie Davis, custodian at Castle South, resignation effective October 17, 2025. Brooke Hart, special education teacher at Tecumseh Middle, resignation effective November 5th, 2025. Jessica Skeels, ABS program assistant, Sharon Elementary, resignation effective October 20, 2025. Victoria Duff, special education clerical aide, resignation effective October 31st, 2025. And Christina McVeigh, 6.5-hour cafeteria position at Castle High, resignation effective October 31st, 2025.
Thank you, Dr. Gresham. Next on the agenda, we have reports. Dr. Redmond.
Since we had a presentation at the front of the meeting, we're not going to have reports. I do have several announcements. Before I get to that, Mr. Skinner, I did look in the board packet. There is some explanation of the type of work that's going to be done in the dugout, and it looks mainly like pressure washing, bulletin boards, whiteboards, quite a bit of painting and things of that nature. And it was a proposal sent from the firefighters, Local 4850 to the Boomba High School Athletic Department, and they'll be doing that in conjunction.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, just a few announcements. Thank you. First, we'd love to invite any students and parents who are interested in, this is for prospective students for next year for Warwick Pathways and Career Center. We're having that open house on October 30th from 5:30 until 7. So it's hard to believe we're talking about next year already, but here we go. The application for WPCC opens, I believe, whatever the Monday is, November 3rd, I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll have the open house for families and students to come check everything out. And of course, people can apply whether or not they're able to make it that night. So please come join us for that if you're interested. And fall is great in terms of all of the amazing activities and sports and things we have going on. We're in competition season at this point. I'm going to shout out a few different groups, and I know I always take risk in missing someone, so just know that we have lots of great things going on with our music, our bands, and our athletic programs, some of which include Boomba High School Band and Castle High School Band advanced out of their initial competition, and they will be competing again in the state competition, as they're working through the state competition. And then congratulations to Castle High School Volleyball. They are the regional champs. And next weekend, on November 1st, they will play at Martinsville versus Plainfield. So want to take a little road trip and cheer on the Lady Knights. That would be great. Congratulations to Tecumseh High School Braves football team. They won their first round of sectionals, and they will be playing North Davies this Friday. That is an away game. I don't know if anyone saw that we had a student at Castle High School, Henry Trapp. He was actually in the Final Four, one of 4 individuals in the state finals for tennis. We hope to bring him for recognition later, but that just happened this past weekend, and so I wanted to give him a shout out. And Castle High School football plays this Friday as well. Floyd Central, maybe? Does that sound right? Thank you. They play Floyd Central. So lots of things going on, lots of opportunities to go out and support our students. So I'd love to see everybody, out and about when we have all these great things going on here, wrapping up our seasons.
Thank you, Dr. Redmond. That is exciting.
It is. It's fun.
Do we have any other board business?
Construction committee will have their monthly meeting November the 11th. That'll be a Tuesday morning at 7:30. And the personnel committee will be meeting that evening the 7:30 meeting is at the administration building. Personnel committee will be meeting that evening on the 11th at 6:15 in this building. That's November the 11th, Veterans Day.
And also on November 11th, we will have a policy meeting at 5:45, sorry about that. And tomorrow's student learning meeting is going to be canceled. We don't need to hold that this month, so we'll be giving you a date at the next board meeting for our November meeting.
It should be November 25th,
I'm not gonna be here,
so it'll
so
be a different day.
it may be.
We can make that work.
To be determined.
To be
Yes.
determined, yes.
Yes.
And before you adjourn, I have to say, go Vikings.
I attended the Dr. Lambert, was
Yes.
there, you're out of town, the parenting in a digital age presentation that Youth First did. She did a great job. Several parents in attendance, a lot of good discussion, questions. A police officer who also was present and shared a lot of things that he's seen. It was good, a good program, and
Yeah, we were-
good reaching out to the community.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. We were really pleased with that turnout. You never know, right? If people are busy and it's hard to get families to be able to add one more thing to their busy schedules, but we were really actually quite pleased with that turnout, especially with it being our first parent engagement activity for the parent series that we've referenced so many times in our strategic plan. So we're looking forward to seeing what the next topic will be and get that on the calendar, and hopefully we'll have another great turnout or maybe even more. And we also plan to move it around in different parts of the district as well.
And I know you mentioned the WPCC open house this Thursday from 5:30 to 7, but all of our sophomores had the opportunity
Oh, yes,
to
yes,
visit.
yes.
And I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that all of our sophomore students have already visited,
Yes.
and I'm
Yes.
excited
We also
about
offer,
that.
yes, we also offer our eighth graders an opportunity as well. So students, if students have been with us through our system the entire time, they have at least, at minimum, 2 opportunities to take visits out there.
That's wonderful. Thank
We have some new programs next year,
Yes.
computer science and early childhood. So we're adding, them. Yes, excited for those.
Moving on.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Our next regular board meeting will be November 11th, 7 PM here at Central Services. We are having we'll be attending the ISBA Fall Regional Meeting on November 10th, and there'll be details sent out later. Also, I remind the board to have your self-assessment done by November 4th. I gave you all gold stars, trusting you to do your job. And then we will meet with Mr. Horton at an executive session on the 13th at 5:30 here at Central Services. Right? Yeah, we're gonna be busy. We've taken our job seriously. So, we have any other discussion? Well, I hope everyone has a great trick or treat, be safe this weekend. Turn your clocks back on Sunday.
Oh,
Yay,
you said that, yeah.
This Sunday?
this Sunday.
Okay,
Snuck up here quickly.
yeah.
No further business, our meeting is adjourned.